Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to solve a new problem, that is rotate an array. So in this problem we have been given an array A that is of size n, and then we will be given a number k that is representing the number of rotations that we have to perform on that array. So the value of k could be positive or negative. So if the value of k is positive, then we need to perform the right rotations, and if the value of k is negative, then we have to perform the left rotations. Now let's see that how we are going to approach to this problem. Okay, so let's say we have been given an array A that consists of elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so if we are saying that we have to perform, if the value of k is 0, so we are saying that we don't need to perform any number of rotations. So our resulting array would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That would be our actual array. If k, the value of k is -1, then we need to perform one left rotation. So what we will say, that pick the first element and move it to the end of the array. So and shift all other elements to the left. So our array would be 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Now for k equals to 1, we have to perform one right rotation. So what we are going to say, that we will say that pick the last element from the array and shift it to the front and shift all other elements to the one position right. Okay, so we will write 5 here, then we will shift all other elements to the right like this. So our array would be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for k equals to 2, we will pick last two elements. So our array would be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Now for k equals to 3, our array would be we need to pick last three elements from here, and then we need to shift them to the start. So we will pick 3, 4, 5, then our elements would be shifted, that would be 1 and 2. Now for k equals to 4, we need to pick 4 elements from the end. So our array would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Now for k equals to 5, when the value of k is equals to the length of array, then we need to shift all the 5 elements to the start. So our actually here resulting array would be same as our actual array. So here you can observe that for k equals to 0 and for k equals to 5, we are getting our actual array. Okay, now we will see those cases later. Let's check for k equals to 6. So for k equals to 6, what we need to perform, actually one rotation, one right rotation. So 5 will be shifted to the front and other elements would get moved to the right. Okay, now let's see the observations that we need to perform here. So the first observation that you can see here, that for k equals to 0 and for k equals to 5, when the value of k is equals to the length of array, we are getting our actual array. Then for k equals to 1 and for k equals to 6, the resulting arrays are same here also. So one thing you can observe here is that after the value of k, when the value of k is equals to array of length, after that all the resulting arrays are basically repeating themselves. So whatever answer we are getting for k equals to 1, that's the same array we are getting for k equals to 6. So what we can do here, so let's say if someone says that we have to perform 101 rotations. Okay, so actually we are not going to perform 101 rotations, it will take a lot of time. So what we will do now, we will take modulus with the array of modulus with the length of array. So here the length of array is 5, so it will give us 1. So actually we just need to perform only one rotation. Whatever answer it will give us now, the same answer would be given if we perform the 101 rotations. So there is no use, it's just waste of time if we perform the 101 number of rotations, because we can get the answer array with just one rotation only. So our first step would be to simplify the value of k so that we get the actual number of rotations that we have to perform. So for that, we are going to perform the modulus operation on k with the array of, means with the length of array. Okay. Now the second case that we have to handle, the if the k value of k is negative. So if value of k is negative, for k equals to minus 5, for k equals to minus 1, whatever array we are getting here, the same array is getting here for k equals to 4. Okay. So here we are going to write our second step, that if k is less than 0, then we need to update our k with k equals to k plus array dot length. Why we are doing it? So let's say we are for k equals to minus 1. If we add 5 in it, so we are getting the value of k is 4. So whether we perform one left rotation or whether we perform 4 right rotations, they are giving us same results. So we are basically here changing the negative value of k to the positive value of k, so that we don't need to handle both, means we don't need to handle two cases. Means the first case would be of negative k and second case would be of positive k. So here we are basically changing our negative value of k to the positive value of k, so that we need to handle just one case. Okay. Now let's see the approach that we are going to follow to solve this problem. So our approach, first step would be to simplify the k with k modulus array of length of array. Second step would be, if the value of k we are getting is less than 0, then we need to add the length of array in this k, so that we change the negative value of k to the positive value of k to handle one case only, positive case. Now we need to perform, so we are getting the value of k, that the actual number of rotations that we have to perform. So now we have to perform the k number of right rotations. So firstly see that how to perform one right rotation. Steps to perform one right rotation. Okay. So if we are having some array 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we have to perform one right rotation on this array. So what we have to do? We have to pick this last element and shift it to the front, and then we need to shift all these rest of the elements one step to the right. Okay. So for this, what we are going to do? We will make a temp variable, and then we will store the last value, means the last element of array in this temp. So temp will be equals to 5. After that, we are going to shift for our last second, means our last second element to the last index, our last third element to the last second index, our last fourth element to the last third index. Similarly, other numbers. Okay. So 4 will be written here, 3 will be written here, 2 will be written here, 4 and 1 will be written here. And in the last step, whatever the value we stored in temp variable, that would be copied here at the 0th index. So 5 will be written here. So in this way, we have performed one right rotation. And for performing k number of right rotations, we will simply apply a loop till k. Okay, so I hope you got this concept. Now let's try to code it. So here we have to write just one rotate function. So first step was to simplify k. So here the length of array is given in the variable n. Now we will check if k is less than 0, then we need to add n in this k. Now we need to perform k number of right rotations. So we are going to run a I loop till k. And now in this loop we need to perform one right rotation. So what were the steps for one right rotation? Firstly, we are going to make a temp variable that will store the last element of array. Then we are going to shift all other elements, means we need to shift all other, if the size of array is n, then we need to shift all other n minus 1 elements. So we are going to run a J loop in reverse order. And we will write array of j plus 1 equals to array of j. And after shifting all the elements, we will place our temp variable at index 0. Now, after performing all the k number of rotations, we are going to return our array. Now, let's try to run this code. So, our code has been accepted. Now, let's try to submit it. So, all the test cases has been passed, and I hope you got this concept, and thank you for watching this.